My name is Brian, and welcome back to Desert Theory. Well, tonight's gonna be a little bit different. It's just me. Kelly's up playing in the snow. They took the snowmobiles out and they have vacation this week. So I need to get some work on this car done though. Okay, so we're gonna pull this transaxle out of here. We haven't done anything with the transaxle on this car besides dump the oil, check for metal flakes, and then fill it back with oil. And we've done that twice. We don't know how many races were on it before, so we feel really lucky with where we are, but it's time to get this thing down south to a shop and have somebody that knows what they're doing look through it. We need to get this rear cage off, axles out, exhaust, starter. All of this needs to drop out of the way so we can get that transaxle on a pallet and headed to California. But before I can do any of that, I got to get these motorcycles out of the way. They look sharp. Kelly definitely cleaned them, but they are in the way. Now, for some of you that don't remember, this is actually the car that I started watching when I was a kid, and why I fell in love with desert racing. I was watching that car run around the desert with my dad and Ken Dare driving it, so pretty cool. Okay, so as many of you could probably tell, we haven't done a lot since last video. We have the shock apart on the counter still. Now, when I was in Vegas last week, I did go to Butch's Speed Shop and I picked up the seal kit for at least the two front shocks. We have the other stuff on the way. We have oil here, so we're ready to rebuild those. But this transaxle is going to take some time getting it out of here, and that's why we're switching to that, along with the fact that I want to work with Kelly putting those shocks back together for the first time. So we're just taking this apart. Not as important for two people to kind of look at it. So, time to start pulling that bad boy apart. We've missed a few nights out here, and some of that's because of travel to Vegas. Some of that's because of the holidays, Christmas, New Year's coming up. But one of the main reasons is because I've been focusing a little bit of time and effort somewhere else, and where that has been is getting sponsors for this race team. And what's really neat about that is the only reason that's happening is because of you, the subscribers. So without subscribers, without views on YouTube, how am I supposed to justify that this is worth anybody sponsoring us? We're a small team. There's much larger, cooler teams. They're going to more races. They're winning more events. But with all of you watching this channel and being part of our team, you are helping us achieve our goal of racing more and getting sponsors. So thank each and every one of you for every one of your likes, every one of your views, every one of your subscribes. So thank you very much. If any of you watched this car come apart the first time, we really learned some lessons. And we didn't take this off last time, and it makes reaching down in here and grabbing all this stuff way more difficult than it needed to be. So that's why we're getting this off. It just allows us to get down lower, work on everything. Okay, so now if you look right here, you can kind of see this piece, how it just goes in there like that. So what we're gonna do, first of all, get rid of that. Because this all bolts together, but the way it kind of does that is to slide this way out. So all right, I want to be honest for a second. As much fun as this thing is to work on, it's just different when you're out here working by yourself instead of working out here with your friends. So, but we got a lot to do, and we just don't have enough time to where both of us can be working together all the time. So you got to do this every once in a while. Okay, so this is the mid-engine buggy. We've talked about it quite a few times. So the motor sits directly behind the driver and co-driver, and then the transaxle is actually the farthest thing back on the car. So this shift linkage comes through here, past the motor and up. So we need to get rid of that shift linkage and before the transaxle come off. So shift linkage, and then we'll probably move to axles. All right, ship linkage out. All right, so what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna get this axle out of here. So we're gonna remove this boot. We'll loosen this leather boot. We're gonna take off the bolts on this transaxle, slide that down a little bit, take off this cover, and then pull a little snap clean, and then that axle is gonna go right out, getting us one step closer to getting that transaxle out of there. So I have everything off of here. So I have these bolts loose, the bolts that go into the top of the transaxle loose, all the wiring harness cut off, the heat exchanger for the transaxle, everything is off. So we are ready to take that bar out. Okay, so obviously we have this thing all unbolted. Slid it off of the last two bolts that it's on, these studs. Hopefully we'll get this shipped out on Monday. They think we can get it in there pretty quick now. So hopefully get this down there, gone through, figure out what we need, order parts, throw it back together, and get it back in the car, and we'll be ready to go. So pretty exciting. It's going to be really nice to have a fresh transaxle and know what we're racing with. We haven't had that since we started. We've raced 2 races, and we don't know what condition it was in, except that it wasn't leaving metal in the bottom. So pretty excited. So here we go. So just a huge difference having that rear cage off to get this thing out of here. So so much easier. And that's why it's worth it, not trying to lift over the top of that. So it's 11:44. I think it's time for me to get out of here. I'm gonna leave the shop a hot mess again, but I'm pretty happy with what we got done. So that's ready to send. I'm just pumped. I'm excited to go racing. And all of a sudden, it seems like March 3rd is coming up really quick. So I don't know, a couple weeks change on the calendar and you feel behind all of a sudden. We have our shocks to do. We have some CVs to go through. bearings, front wheel bearings. So again, I'm going home to get some sleep because I'm going to go try and get some sponsors tomorrow. And again, that's all because of you. If it wasn't for the subscriber count we have and all of you watching the videos, I don't think we have anything to offer. We go race out in the middle of nowhere. So it's the shop time, it's the watching our videos, it's the seeing what desert racing's about. It's your interest in our channel that makes it appealing for someone to possibly sponsor us. So thank each and every one of you. I thank each and every one of you. Thank you so much. So good night. Happy New Year.